got a very special guest here at the Trump Tower in Manhattan with me, Donald Trump's campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway. Such a pleasure to have you in NDTV.
Thank you.
Likewise. Let me ask you about the feeling you're getting in the campaign about the chances for November 8th.
Well, the chances are tremendous. We're going to win on Tuesday night, and we're going to win bigger than people realize, because Donald Trump, it represents the voice of the forgotten man and the forgotten woman. He does not need the establishment. He does not need the money, the power, the status, the position, the fame that politics brings some people, because he had all of that, and he made this tremendous sacrifice to run. It's very appealing to many Americans. I go all across this country with him, and I see the enthusiasm, the momentum, the huge crowds, the people who feel like they're part of a movement, and they feel like he will reduce their taxes and make America proud again around the world, and defeat radical Islamic terrorism, which affects all of us, and certainly to repeal and replace Obamacare, and just make people feel like they've got a fair shot, that somebody's looking out for them.
But what about the polls right now? Because some of them, the national polls, seem to suggest that Hillary Clinton still has a lead, albeit a much slimmer one than she had, say, a week before the FBI bombshell.
So Hillary Clinton was losing in some of those national polls already, where they were tightening before FBI Director Comey's announcement a week ago Friday. And part of it is because Donald Trump's out there talking about Obamacare, which has been a disaster for many Americans. What President Obama said 27, 30 times, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. Those were big lies. And that has affected so many Americans who are now choosing between the affordability of their rent or their mortgage, food, and health insurance. I mean, the premiums are skyrocketing. Your choice and the quality is much lower. Your ability to access the health care that you've known you relied upon for a long time is much lower. And the sad part about it all is that Hillary Clinton will not admit that she would continue with Obamacare as it is, government-run health care. She simply won't answer the question. The other thing that's happened is Hillary Clinton made what I think is a huge mistake, a big gamble, to go completely negative. Her campaign now is totally about insults, and I don't want this little girl and my daughters and my son, frankly, to hear this cesspool of negative insults towards Donald Trump. That's not an aspirational, positive, uplifting message the way Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, JFK, these other successful Democratic candidates have had in the past. So Hillary Clinton's decision to go completely negative has been a tremendous disappointment to me, particularly as a woman and a mother. I think she should have an aspirational, visionary message for America, and I don't hear it.
But you know, there is a substantial portion which feels that this race has been about divisiveness, and you have been no stranger to the criticism that Donald Trump has faced on the issue of racism, bigotry, or even misogynistic.
It's terribly unfair. Always comes from his detractors, and I would point to you that by a margin of 10-1 now, Americans tell pollsters that they think the media want Hillary Clinton to win. They know the fix is in among many people in the mainstream media. When Donald Trump talks about the rigged, corrupt system, that's precisely what he means. He means that he can't even get a fair opportunity to convey his message through the noise or through the silence without people always lying about him and peddling mistruths about him. But I have tremendous faith in the American people, in their spirit and in their intelligence and their wisdom and their discernment. I think the people see right through this, and they say, you're not going to tell me what to think, how to vote, who can win, who can't win. It's my voice, it's my choice, and that's why I predict on Tuesday, get your beautiful red coat, your cameraman and your microphone, and go around and look at the long, long voting lines and ask people why they're there. Ask them why they're willing to stand in line for hours and hours just to be part of this movement and be part of forming a new government that works for people, not against them. It is time to stop the double rules. One set of rules for people like Hillary Clinton, one set of rules for the rest of us. I think it all ends on Tuesday night.
Right. Let me ask you one final question on India specifically, or Indian Americans, and Donald Trump's foreign policy towards India. What do you feel that he brings to the table which Hillary Clinton does not?
Well, I hope you're aware that he did a huge event 3 weeks ago tonight with Hindu Americans out in New Jersey. It was really a very moving, tremendous event. He was so happy to be there. Again, the media criticized him for going, why are you doing that? Why are Hindu Americans important? New Jersey's not a swing state. They go on everything through a political lens, where he was looking at it through a lens of solidarity, and he was looking at it through a lens of Hindu Americans who want to be part of his movement as well. It was a beautiful event. And what I would tell India and what I tell the rest of the nation is Donald Trump as president would be very respectful of your sovereignty, respectful of your customs, but he's going to put an end to coddling governments around this world who repress women, who disrespect little girls, won't let them get education, won't let them have rights and responsibilities. He's going to put an end to this nonsense. Hillary Clinton at her convention speech 3 months ago referring to radical Islamic terrorists as our, quote, determined enemies. They're not a determined enemies. They're savage murderers who are doing their bidding all around the world and now here on our soil in Orlando and in San Bernardino. He's also telling the world that we're going to renegotiate these awful trade deals. We're going to bring jobs back. I'd like to put Mexico and China on notice. President Trump will bring back jobs that have been shipped over to Chicago, to Mexico and to China, back to the U.S. He's going to repeal and replace Obamacare and do that. Yeah, how are you, Cliff? Good to see you. And that I think the whole world should be very happy to have new leadership that's tough and that respects the sovereignty that is the United States, but agrees in being part of the global landscape and working with countries. But we're not going to put up with, he's not going to have a foundation that takes millions and millions and millions of dollars from countries that repress women and little girls. That stops. Thank you.
Kellyanne Conway, many thanks indeed. And you could see that is an exclusive interview with Donald Trump's campaign manager.